Hey everyone, how's it going? It's I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below and something about wraithx.eth domain name and OEA. Should be there for a couple of days. So today I want to go over insurance for NFTs, why it's needed, how Veve is going to be poised to collect with this market, and what they can do with those funds. It's a lot of really fun things to go over. So first, I want to read an article from Forbes. The Forbes article saying, as NFT scams grow in number, NFT insurance hits the market. There's a popular NFT non-fungible token called Bored Ape Yacht Club. It's big enough to deal that Paris Hilton last week, or this article is many months old, told Jimmy Fallon, the host of The Tonight Show, that she owned some Bored Ape Yacht Club. And Fallon replied that he owned some as well. It was real coming out of mainstream media for the mysterious NFTs. Yet, just 1 week before that, earlier that, there's something called Big Daddy Ape Club. In that case, the investors were scammed out of approximately $1.13 million, according to a report on Decrypt. Did those think that they were getting the same token as Hilton and Fallon? Probably. So again, we have a couple of real-world examples of a couple of people that are big superstars saying like, "Hey, we're getting this," and then scammers decide to go and scam people. It's what they do best. So there was another article from the Motley Fool saying, "Should you get NFT insurance?" There's a couple of key points with this, basically saying that, let's go to here. The hottest trend with the cryptocurrency space continues to be NFTs. According to nonfungible.com, all-time sales of fungible tokens have surpassed about $25 billion in revenue since July of 2017, and the upward trend continues. Back in January of 2017, the largest NFT marketplace at the time, OpenSea, recorded a single month sales of more than $5 billion. This was right before the bear market. This was right before the recession, all that. And with this tends to attract a lot of money, also tends to attract a lot of fraud and theft. Several media reports this year suggest that NFT cryptocurrency scams are everywhere, and that appears to be the case anecdotally. One insurance company is offering a solution for NFT investors to secure some protection through NFT insurance, and that was via a company called CoinCover. Now, with this, again, you're only looking at NFTs as a market currently of tens of billions of dollars, not a ton yet. How much will it be in the future? Well, NFTs aren't just going to cover digital collectibles and, pixelated bored apes. It will cover deeds to houses. It will cover insurances on cars. It'll cover everything. So the insurance for this is going to be through the roof, worth hundreds of billions, if not probably trillions of dollars, because with the metaverse comes gaming and all that jazz. But anyway, let's focus on the here and now and how Veve can make money. Last month, we had a crypto custodian, Aegis Trust, offers 25 million insurance policy for NFTs. So people are doing this already. Trust offering an insurance policy for non-fungible tokens, the company said Tuesday. The policy provided by insurance marketplace Lloyd's of London will allow Aegis to insure up to 25 million for tokenized assets held by institutional investors, hedge funds, and exchanges. Now, this is obviously a really low number. I think Dr. Profit has more Veve NFTs than that. 25 million. Oh, it might maybe not at this point. We are down in a pretty big, but we've got to admit a lot of waltz. Let's say waltz are 3,000 per one. We'll do some back of the napkin math here. Let's say he has 400. So 400 times 3,000. I could have done that in my head. That is 1.2 million just by itself. So again, Dr. Profit holding a little bit more than 4% just on his waltz. But again, you don't have just him. There are whales. There are whales like him, whales like Mr. Pags. Some would consider me a whale, even though most of my funds are really into Omi. How much would insurance cost, and how is Veve poised to take over this market? Okay, well, let's take a look at something called float. You guys know who Warren Buffett is. For those that don't, he built his giant multi-cent-a billion-dollar empire over on insurance. That's what he got at first. So if we go and take a look at what float is, basically float is the available reserve, or the amount of money on hand at any given moment that an insurer has collected in insurance premiums but has not paid out on claims. Insurers start investing insurance premiums as soon as they are collected and continue to earn interest on other income until the claims are paid out. So let's say if you are making $10 million a year on insurance premiums, and you have about $1 million a year that needs to be paid out. Okay, well, that's a net difference of $9 million, and you don't have to pay out until somebody files a claim. So you have things like AI over on Lemonade doing insurance for houses and whatever, but there are very few for NFTs. And what better way for Veve to make money by offering its own insurance? Again, very, very safe. I don't think anyone has gotten hacked, and even if they have, most likely it was their own fault of sharing passwords or doing things like that. In this case, Veve, I don't think should have to pay out much at all if anything, in the future. Because again, a lot of times it is people that are doing their mistakes in general. But let's say if you have, for the average insurance person, $100 a year, and let's not even talk about paying an OMI. Let's talk about the $100 a year, and we are going to have, let's say at this moment, we just have an extra 20,000 users that go and opt to get that. Again, non-whale is the average user that has, very, very few collectibles. We'll go and we'll say, yeah, that's what, $200,000 a year? Not bad. And apologies, that was actually $2 million a year. So $2 million a year, and that's if we just do quick at the back of the napkin math by having that. That's a pretty decent amount. Now, I know that Veve does make, an average of $100,000 per drop. They did that yesterday by selling out the DC drop, and they did so already today, even though they haven't sold out the drop yet for Coca-Cola. They definitely will by the end of the day. I think there's like 600 editions left. Yeah, they already have over 100,000. And an average of 1 million gem sales per week. How much is really $2 million? Really not a lot. But again, that's right now if they offered it today. And what if that was paid in OMI? Again, Veve is very, very, very extraordinarily, hilariously flush with cash, so much so that they lowered the amount of withdrawals. Instead of needing to have 1,000 gems, you only need to have 500 gems in there with a minimum withdrawal of 100 gems. So that tells me that Veve is very flush with cash and they don't need funds. So what they could do in order to go and beef up their own pockets and beef up our pockets is they could make it so that you could offer to get this in OMI. Let's say if you pay an OMI, you pay $95 for the year instead of $100. And let's say you do month to month. Let's say you do $10 a month. And let's say some people only want to do that. But obviously if you pay for the year, you get a discount. Same thing with OMI. If you pay an OMI, you get a discount. Then you're starting to burn, $2 million a year. And that's what the amount of users we have now. What happens when we have 100,000 users? Okay, well, that's $10 million. What happens when we have 1 million users in the next couple of years? Times 100. Okay, well, that is $100 million a year in insurance. And again, that's for the normal stuff, not including people that would need to spend $1,000 or more a year. Because again, this is not like car insurance where the car is worth $10,000, $20,000. Some people have vault values of hundreds of thousands, or if you're like Dr. Profit, millions of dollars. You think they're not going to spend thousands of dollars on insurance just in case? Of course they will. That's stupid. Why would they not? So what could Veve do with all of this money every single year? They could hold on to it and just put it on the side, which I think would be a boneheaded move. Or they could go and they could acquire other licenses. They could go and they could do something with R&D. They could go and they decide to hire more devs and more people and say, we could have X amount of many more drops if we hire more people. Again, what did the new CTO do yesterday? Mr. Sanchez had talked to Alexander Volodarsky saying, I have 20 Ukrainian engineers looking for a new project. Their stack is React.js, Node.js, Python, ROR, and even .NET. Happy to give a 15% discount for 4 weeks of work for everyone who hires until the end of the year. And our CTO said, sent a DM. Clearly, Veve is looking for value when it can, whether it's the product manager, whether it's COO, CEO, or the CTO, it does not matter. Veve is prized and primed for this market takeover. Again, what could you do with an extra $100 million a year? That is a lot. Veve does not need these funds. They could go and they could do expansions really quickly. Hell, they could just buy other companies. They don't need to go and license out other companies. They could just straight up buy them at that point. Again, Vive's already a multi-billion dollar industry, multi-billion dollar company. Only going to get better. Something that they haven't done yet is advertising. And again, you really don't need to at this point. Why? Because, well, we're in a bear market, and when turkey goes from $7 a pound to $14 a pound, you don't really need to go and advertise to people that are paying 3 times the amount in energy costs. And, again, people that have friends, they talk. People that have this app, they talk to their friends. And that's how we get more people in. And again, that's right now. But could you imagine if they decided to put even $1 million of marketing in? And they don't need to go and do commercials. They don't need to go have an ad at the Super Bowl. They could just get Logan Paul again. They could just get any influencer that you could think of. Who did we have in our Twitter Spaces the other day? We had Willie Rex. Willie Rex is somebody that has 8.6 million followers on Twitter and about 18 million subscribers on YouTube. I don't think he would say no to $500,000, and taking it all to his 20 million followers, even if 1% of those come on, it's a very, very good amount. It's an extra 200,000 people right off the bat that are going to spend more than $3 per each. $2.50 each, they'd get their money back. They would spend more, a lot more. And this is just one of the things that they could do. Okay, well, what about other insurance companies? This is so new, we're not going to need that. And why would you trust a third party that doesn't know how to price NFT insurances when you could just do Veve? Because they know how much time you spend on the app. They know where you are most of the time. And why? Because, when you click accept and you go in, you allow cookies. This is what every single app does. I would not trust any other third-party company. Veve would be the only ones that I would trust. And again, not that they'd ever need to pay out. They haven't needed to yet, anything, because most people that get scammed, it is oftentimes just something that they do themselves. And who's to say that Veve won't be offering insurance for others as well? Again, when other people try to get into the space and other companies try to roll out their insurances, their margins are not going to be as good as Veve's. Their data is not going to be as good as Veve's. We have one of the largest NFT platforms in the world, and it's probably the best. And yeah, no other can compete. They might be able to offer some others on OpenSea once they get enough data. We'll see. Sky's the limit. Anyway, that's it for me. It was just a quick video of an idea that I had before. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Love you guys. Bye.